What's going on, folks? Josh here back in the dojo. Today is March 22nd, 2024. We're fourth of the way into the new year. And at the beginning of the year, we have our resolutions. Some of us have resolutions. Some of us have already been on, the straight and narrow or, positive trajectory. Some of us have some catching up to do. So what I want to do this year is create more content to either one, help people who are already on their path, right? The sort of that you could this will serve as like vitamin, so to speak, right? You're already doing the right things, eating well, sleeping well, moving your body, meditating, different things like that. But we always need, as human beings, we need community. We need constant encouragement, right? We need constant I want to say validation, but we could all use a coach in many different ways, whether it's from YouTube videos, people that you hire, people that as far as like a coach, people that are already in community, things like that. So this serves as that. Okay, so what I want to talk about today is a concept of depression, right? How to fight depression. Now, the term depression, right? I don't think depression is one thing. Right? It's not a one size fits all. It's like a spectrum of what depression may be. Some people believe in it, some people don't believe in it. I'm of the opinion that depression is real. And then you have, clinical depression. That's one side of the spectrum where it's like, things are neurological, right? This we're talking about biology here. And then you have, I think, human nature, right? Where you just may not be on your A game. You just may feel off, right? Some people may be suffering from grief or sadness or just in a funk, right? We all hit a funk, right? And there's everything in between, right? The clinical depression, which is biological, right? You need to address that accordingly. And then there's, not being on your A game or just being in a funk, right? So I've been listening to motivational videos, CDs, even before the internet was a thing. Um, listening to CDs, motivational material for years now. I've always been drawn to that kind of stuff, right? And you have many years later, when I'm 43 now, I think I started listening to it when I was probably like, 13, 14, right? And I still love it to this day, right? I think it's actually one of the reasons why I became a personal trainer. I've been doing that for 2 decades because they say whatever you put in, it pours out of you. Let me turn this light up real quick. 2 seconds, y'all. Whatever it is that you pour into you, whether it's media, you know, uh, outside voices, um, whatever it is, your environment, whatever you pour into you comes out of you, right? So I think because I started so young, just pouring in good information through Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Bob Proctor, on and on and on, different books. These things naturally come out of me, right? So I'm naturally drawn to this topic, okay? And in knowing this and becoming a trainer, you learn a lot of things. You learn a lot of things about anatomy. You learn a lot of things about human nature. You actually become a therapist when you train people because you spend so much time with people throughout the week. And a lot of times your clients confide in you because you're spending, an hour and a half together. Your endorphins are going, you got your serotonin going because you're sweating, exercising, your heart rate is up and stuff like that. Um, but you learn things, right? You learn things about biology and you learn things about, mindset, right? And how the two marry, how the two intertwine and create a final product, whether that's someone who loses weight, whether that's someone who gains muscle, whatever, your client's goal is. You need the two to intersect, right? That's how you get the best results, right? So I say all that to say this. I take in a lot of motivational material, again, even to this day. But sometimes, I listen to a lot of, I listen to motivational material, and sometimes it seems as if it's just hitting a brick wall, right? Even though I know the things that they're saying are true, right? A lot of times you just need a reminder. It's not even. It's not even. I don't even think it's. I don't even think it's a case of you need to learn new material. A lot of times when you hear a motivational message and if it pierces the soul, right, and the seed is planted, it's because it helped you to remember something. It's not that you learn something new. It just helped you to remember something, right? But sometimes it just falls. It seems like it hits a brick wall. It's just not piercing. It's not penetrating the soul or the mind. in helping you to feel motivated, right? Or getting you to take action. Okay. Here's my theory behind that. I think it all works, right? One of my favorite motivational speakers is a guy, he's deceased, Jim Rohn, right? One of my favorites. And one of the things that he said years ago that stuck with me was, it's not the wind that blows on us as humans. It's not the wind that blows, because the wind blows on us all. The wind of opportunity, the wind of, missed opportunity, good things, bad things, and everything in between. It's not the wind that blows that determines where you go in life, but it's the set of your sail. Okay. And I love that concept. I love that metaphor, that visual, right? That pierced my psyche as a kid, right? So it's not the wind that blows, but it's the set of your sail, right? And my theory behind why sometimes you may hear a motivational message, regardless of how much you believe in the person that's telling you, the one of the reasons why it may not penetrate is because of the set of your sail. We could be really granular with that, but let's sort of go micro. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break it down for you, right? How I see it. The set of your sail. One of the reasons why motivational material may not pierce the psyche is because sometimes, and I think probably more than half the time, we're trying to deal with the psyche with the psyche alone. Because I've been a trainer, and like I said before, you have to marry the biology with the psyche, right? The mindset with the body, the mindset with the biology. Once those two intersect, then you can get real results. A lot of times we're trying to outthink depression, right? We're trying to get better by just saying affirmations, right? And a lot of times we miss the boat with that because we're not focused enough on the biology. And I really believe that, right? So here in this talk, the way I'm going to help you, or at least offer some advice on how to get over depression, is to attack the biology, okay? And we're going to talk about 3 pillars, right? Major pillars of your biology that almost automatically snaps you out of depression or your funk, wherever you are, whether that is, the clinical depression that we talked about, or whether that's just being in a funk, right? And everything in between. If you attack it with these 3 pillars, I feel like you at least set yourself up for a higher rate of success. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing, how to get over depression, okay? How do we sit in front of, listen to some motivational material and ensure that it pierces the soul? All right, so the first thing is food. Food. Have you ever heard the term that food affects your mood? Right? It's 1000% true. And food, drink, substances, it affects our mood. Why do you think drugs, right? If you're not sure that substances that you ingest affects your mood, just think of drugs and alcohol, right? There's a reason why people do drugs and do alcohol and have certain vices as far as substances, because it changes your state, it changes your mood, right? And we're talking biology. We're not talking about your psyche or you smoking weed or having a drink or whatever your your vice of choice is. It's not mental, it's physical, it's biology. So when you think of depression and how food can either make you feel less than or make you depressed or make you anxious, I want you to believe that because it's true. Okay. So if we start to eat higher quality foods, right? Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, water is another important one. Multivitamins, right? Certain substances that increase the levels of dopamine and serotonin, right? This is going to help you get out of that funk. This is going to help you combat depression, or at least help it to become more manageable. And I think it's hard to fight depression if you're not putting in the requisite ingredients, right? If the gas in your car is trash gas, how far can that vehicle go? You understand what I'm saying? And we all know our bodies are vehicles, and we need to put in the best quality foods so that everything inside the body is working properly. Everything is feeding into each other, right? Again, the dopamine, the serotonin. We get an increase in that when we increase the quality of our foods. The same way we get a decrease in that when we eat poor quality foods, right? Junk food, fatty foods, tons of bad carbs, sugars, a bunch of coffee, right? Whatever that thing is, we're sort of just we're messing up the chemistry. We're messing up the, our car has an engine and, oil can and I don't know all the things, the moving parts of a car, but those things have to work seamlessly to get the best possible ride, right? To get the best possible experience in the car. And the same thing goes for our bodies. We have to start to eat foods that'll increase our serotonin and our dopamine, right? So once you start to do that, then you set yourself up, in my opinion, for success when it comes to managing depression or just getting out of that depression or that funk in general. So focus on what you eat, right? Try to cut away the sugars, the fatty foods, the bad carbs, things like that, and try to increase again fruits, vegetables, healthy juices, nuts, seeds, healthy fats, things like that, to increase the dopamine and your serotonin, right? So food, focus on your food. That's the first thing. The second thing I'm gonna say is exercise. Exercise is vital. There's no way getting around it, right? Exercise definitely affects your mood. It makes you feel more capable. It makes you feel stronger. Sometimes we can feel powerless, right? Whether that's just in our psyche, but most times it's in our psyche and in our physical body. And if you don't feel capable, you don't feel strong enough, if you don't feel like you can do hard things, that eats away at your psyche. That even eats away at your ability, your thought process when it comes to fighting depression or getting out of that funk. So exercise, I think, is vital, right? We always feel better after, a good run, a good workout, taking a good walk, getting out in some sun, right? These things really affect the mindset. And I guarantee you, if you start to just incorporate exercise, even if it's just a couple times a week, or even if it's just smaller bouts of exercise throughout the day, you'll start to just feel more capable on a biological level. Because remember, I'm just talking about getting out of our psyche to fight the psyche, right? To get out of depression. We need to get into the body. We need to get into like the biology. And exercise, without question, is one of the best ways. What studies have shown, personal experience, right? You can talk to people who do exercise. Exercise is vital to the elevation of your mood, right? And when you don't exercise, it subsides. And I didn't make the rules, right? But your mood is sort of just like the volume is turned down on your mood. You know what I'm saying? So if you start to just incorporate physical activity, and you don't even have to call it exercise, even though it is exercise, just be physical. Like whether you go play tennis, go for a walk, go for a run, do push-ups, you can join a sport, right? You just have to move your body. The heart rate has to be sped up. The sweat has to pour out of your glands, right? You have to sweat, and you have to have incorporate some type of movement in your body to just maximize your level of I want to say happiness, right? Just to maximize your level of feeling powerful, feeling like able, right? So exercise. And then the last thing is meditation. Meditation, some people, I think a lot of people are with it now, right? But some people still may be on the fence about meditation. And just know that there's many types of meditation. There's transcendental, there's breath work, there's sitting in silence, right? There's listening to music as you meditate, there's affirmations, but meditation is also biological. It's not just psychological. Meditation has been proven and shown. Meditation has been proven and shown to increase the gray matter in your brain, right? To increase the activity in your prefrontal cortex. And these things are biological. So if you start to incorporate a meditation practice into your life, it'll help you out biologically, but it'll also help you out psychologically, right? Similar to exercise, meditation is like training the brain. And what it does, it just gives you a better perspective. That's what we're talking about. You ever always use this example, like when you're doing your daily life, doing what you do, right? You got bills, different things that are stressing you, relationships, right? There's a lot of things to juggle, and they sort of like sit on your chest. You know what I mean? Like you realize you got to handle these things. But then you go catch a flight somewhere, whether it's for a vacation or whatever you're doing, you're in a plane. You ever just like sit in a window seat and just look out of the plane and just feel like, you know what, man? Like this is like, because it's a higher perspective, you feel, to me, you feel more capable. You realize like, man, life is not just about me. Things don't just revolve around me. in my little situation, there's a lot of life being lived out in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, meditation sort of gives you that higher perspective, or that third eye, so to speak. So you can put things in perspective and walk around with that feeling of like that, again, that, however high planes go, that, 100,000 foot view or 30,000 foot view or whatever. And you just look down on situations and realize, I can handle this, right? Things don't just revolve around, things don't just revolve around me. That's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So, so if you incorporate some sort of transcendental meditation, I like to do transcendental meditation. Um, Ideally, you want to do it twice a day, 20 minutes per session, twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. And you just walk around with this buzz, so to speak, of feeling capable, right? And again, we're attacking the biology with the prefrontal cortex and the gray matter in your brain expanding, and also just exercise for the brain to realize, you have more power, you're more in control than you may believe you are, right? So again, these are the things that I'm suggesting you use to help you fight or manage depression. Not just, listen to a motivational video, and it just falling flat because it's just not piercing the soul, piercing the psyche. One of the main reasons I feel is that you have to attack this biologically. Okay, you have to attack this with your biology. Eat better foods, right? So you can increase your dopamine, your serotonin levels, which regulates your mood. You'll be in a better mood if these things are more prominent in your body. Okay. Next is exercise. I don't care what kind of exercise you do, what kind of activity you join. You need to sweat. You need to get the heart rate up, right? Whatever activities you need to do, we're not talking about sex here. You can do that too, but we're talking about like exercise, right? Whatever you need to do those two things, to sweat more, to get the heart rate up, you need to incorporate that into your life, weekly, if not daily, right? Again, biologically, you're getting better. This is making more serotonin and dopamine available in your body, making it circulate throughout your body. And mentally, you also just feel way more capable. You feel stronger. You don't feel like you're a fragile piece of glass. And last but not least, some sort of meditation practice. And you could be creative with this. There's not one way to do meditation, but if you want to get a suggestion, transcendental meditation is a mantra-based meditation. You should just Google it, right? You sit there in silence and you repeat this mantra inside your head in many different ways, many different tones. And you do that, 20 minutes a day. If you need to start with 5 minutes a day, start with 5 minutes a day, but 20 minutes twice a day, ideally in the morning and the evening. And again, this is enhancing the biology through the increase in gray matter in your brain. And also this is addressing your psychology, right? Because you just have a higher perspective, and you could put things in you have more perspective where to place things, not have so much stress just sitting right on your chest. Does that make sense? I hope so. So this is my TED Talk. If you found any value in this, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe. I'm going to be dropping videos like this once or twice a week. Again, to just journal, I guess, my journey, my personal journey, build a community of like-minded people that want to be the highest versions of themselves, people that need to exercise, people that want to exercise, people that want to grow and, speak and, be moved by move people with their message. This is what this YouTube channel will serve as. All right. So I hope this was helpful. As always, y'all, ABC, always be creating, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.